Hey, what's up? Ian here, and today I'm going to talk about this budget-friendly digital audio player. It is the FiiO JM21. Retail price for this is just $150 US. So for those of you who have never owned a DAB before and you want to start your audiophile journey, I do strongly suggest to take a look at this JM21. I'll leave unaffiliated links in the description below so that you guys can go check it out. So as you can see, I've taken it out, I've tried it, I've compared it with my R4, HiB R4, and I'm here to share with you guys my thoughts and opinions about this FiiO JM21 so that you guys can make an informed decision when you head over to the website. Okay, so let's first start off with the accessories and then the overall specs of this player. This is the packaging that it comes in, pretty respectable packaging, and then a user guide, charging cable, USB-C to USB-A charging cable, and a TPU protective case. So this will protect the back and the sides of the player and the player itself. So this player, it comes already built-in screen protector, so you don't have to worry about looking for a screen protector. Okay, now let's go through the physical part of this player. This player has got a play pause button, volume rocker on this side, and then on the other side you have your play pause button forward and backwards, and you get a micro SD card slot here which can hold up to 2 terabytes of micro SD card, and then you have your lanyard slot here whereby you can put any of your favorite lanyards on this. Now at the bottom you have the single-ended output and the balance output and the USB power port, and it's also an audio port as well, a data port as well. So that's just about it, and this whole device is made of a mixture of aluminum and plastic. It's about 120 millimeter tall and about 68 millimeters wide. It weighs just about 156 grams, and it's pretty light as compared to, you know, my HiB R4. And also the thickness of this is just the thickness of my phone. As you can see, is 13 millimeters. Very thin, very light as well. Now for the inside of this, it comes with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 680, and it's got the Android 13, which is almost quite new. All right. In terms of RAM, it's got 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of internal storage. Okay, and as I mentioned, you can actually expand it with 2 more terabytes with a micro SD card. Okay, now in terms of the Android, you can have a few modes. You can choose whether you want to have Android mode, which is in the Android OS. You can also choose pure music mode, which is just a player. There's no other functions. There's no Android functions. And you can do AirPlay as well. You can actually stream through Wi-Fi to your speakers, for example. And this can be used as a USB DAC as well. So you connect this to your Mac or your PC or your laptop, it becomes a USB DAC, right? Normal USB DAC. And this can also receive Bluetooth. So it's not just it can transmit Bluetooth signal, this can receive Bluetooth signal, meaning this is a Bluetooth dongle per se. Okay. So the Wi-Fi on this is 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. It supports DLNA, AirPlay, Wi-Fi music transfer, and the Bluetooth on this is Bluetooth 5.0. The transmission, so this is a Bluetooth transmitter, right? It can transmit SBC, AAC, aptX-X, aptX-X, HD, LHDC, and LDAC. Now this can also receive Bluetooth signals, meaning this is a receiver. It can receive SBC, AAC, and LDAC. Okay, now let's talk about sound. Okay, the DAC chip on this is the CS43198 DAC chip. There are 2 of them, and also coupled with the DAC chip, you need amplification, right? So there's a op-amp chip in here, which is the SGM8262 amp chip. Okay. Decoding. So what is this capable of decoding? So for local decoding, that means in the device itself, it can decode up to 384 kilohertz at 32 bits. Okay, so that's for the decoding of the internal files, and also DSD256. Now if let's say it's a USB DAC, so you're connecting this to your computer, this can decode up to 768 kilohertz at 32 bits, and it can decode DSD 512. Let's say it's got a coaxial output, because the line out here, this can decode up to 384 kilohertz at 24 bits and DSD 128. Okay, now let's talk about the power output for this. There are two outputs. One is the single-ended 3.5 and the balanced 4.4 output. Now in terms of the single-ended output, it's about 245 milliwatts of power output at 32 ohms in two channels, left and right channel. And for the balance output, it can push up to 700 milliwatts per channel at 32 ohms. Okay, so pretty powerful little DAP as compared to my R4. Okay, R4 is not as powerful. So in terms of battery life, now the battery capacity on this is about 2,400 milliamps, so it's pretty safe to bring on board any plane. Battery life, it starts at about 12 hours. All right, if let's say you're playing from your single-ended output headphone, but if you're connected to the balance output, the usage time would drop to about 9 hours. Okay, so in terms of the battery life, is pretty respectable, reasonable. It's not the best, but it's reasonable. Now the charging time to charge up from 0 to 100 is about 2 hours, which I tried. I drained this and I recharged it. It took me about 2 hours. Okay, right. So that's the overall specs of this player. The overall design of this is very nice. It's a candy bar style, and it's really thin. Very pocketable as well. Comparing to my R4, this is a candy bar, this is a candy brick. As you can see, the difference. This is about 240 grams, this is 150 grams, so almost double the weight of the JM21 for this R4. The screen is the same, the brightness is the same, the internal storage is the same as well. But the power output is different. So this has got a better power output, the JM21, as compared to the R4. Same goes for the single-ended. In terms of Bluetooth codec, both of these can handle the same, but this one has got more modes. This doesn't have the receiving mode, all right, in terms of Bluetooth receiving mode, but the JM21 does have that feature. Okay, so in terms of snappiness, this has got the Snapdragon 680, whereas this only 650. So in terms of chipset, this has got the latest chipset as compared to the R4. Obviously, this came out before that, so I can't compare that. It's not really fair. Now, in terms of price, this is $250, right? This Hi-B R4 is $250, whereas this JM21 is just $150. So you can see price to performance ratio, I mean, it's pretty no-brainer. This is definitely up there in terms of price to performance ratio, okay? And it's pretty snappy as well. I mean, the operating system is very nice. It's very smooth, very easy to use, and it's just like any Android device whereby you have your Play Store. You can install any of your favorite apps on this. As you can see, I don't have much because I only listen to my music on this. So I listen to my Apple Music and my USB audio app on this, and I just, basically, it's very basic. It's a music player to me. I don't use it for other functions. I connect this to my wireless Bluetooth earbuds, high-res earbuds, and also I connect wired to all my IEMs, my headphone, and I just basically use this as my go-to, for now, my go-to player for music and audio. So in conclusion, I would say this is really good for beginners, right? So if you haven't owned and adapt before, I strongly suggest to get this. There's a lot of plus points to this device. It's small, it's light, it's capable, it's powerful. I've already got one for you to go and compare. Okay, so I do strongly suggest to get this, even if you are avid listener or amateur, and you have a few players in your collection. I do suggest to get this as well, because this is small, light. You can bring it out with you. If let's say you just want to go out for a casual dinner, casual movies with your friends, or to a cafe to do some work, this is a pretty light player to put in your pocket. Let's say you don't have a big haversack or anything like that. Just goes into your pocket, go into the cafe, whip it out, and you can listen to your music just like that. Whereas this is a little bit bulkier, so this one would require maybe a lanyard, hook it to your backpack, and then you can show it off. I mean, this is more of iconic kind of design. This one is more normal, I would say, more simple. Okay, so yeah, so if you have never owned a DAP, please do take a look at this. It is very, very budget friendly, and I do recommend to get this. This is really nice for beginners. So that concludes my overall thoughts and opinions about this JM21. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.